Good morning. Old Cappy hasn't changed since late night Cappy last night. Still in his pajamas, same underwear even. That'll change once I get a couple bits of GDP under my belt. Hello again, Mr. Cleary. As before, I'd like to remain anonymous. This is an anonymous person in an anonymous country who's a younger man. He's in Europe somewhere. Who asked you a month ago about leaving. He works for his dad as a father. His dad's a farmer, and now he's working as a farmer. There were quite some developments in my case, and I once again asked for your advice and prompt action. Last week's were rough on the farm. I was underperforming because of my side plans. He wants to leave the farm and go do some, I think it was engineering or something. And father was constantly pissed at me for my mistakes. A week ago during breakfast, my father angrily told me if I wanted to leave for university or work, I should tell him sooner than later. As you suggested, I gathered some balls and told my father I am leaving, and things turned pretty sour. Right. Because he thought you were going to be his little slave. That's basically what this boils down to. If he can't run the farm on his own, it is not a profitable endeavor. Because now you need to employ other people. Like, yeah, you give me unlimited labor. Say, well, okay, I'll let you live at home and I'll pay you a little stipend. That's not a viable thing. He's got to run it himself. He was not happy, to say the least. That day I was going to visit my brother for a coding seminar. During trip to the station, father heavily shamed and guilt tripped me for dropping the bomb on everything they were working for. Oh, so you were, did he ever ask you if you wanted this or not? How dare you have your own life? I mean, maybe this conversation should have been had earlier, or your dad should have somewhere in your past. I don't know if he did this or not, but your dad, it's kind of like I don't know if you got Mennonites out there, or the Amish. But I think it's the Amish. Maybe it's not the Amish. Whoever it is. Mormons. Maybe it's the Mormons. You're allowed to go into, quote, the real world and see whether or not you want to come back. Did he ever give you that option? Or was it just like, you're going to work on the farm, son? And you should have the right to change your mind. Now, your dad has the right to get pissed off about that. But did your dad ever let you have the choice to do what you wanted to in life? And guilt tripped me for dropping the bond and everything they were working for, telling me grass is not greener on the other side. Oh, really? Really? How would he know? Spent the whole day with my brother. My parents were ballistic back at home. Our sister called us, telling her father called her crying, telling her that it's over. Well, geez, maybe he should. Wait. How does he need you? Can he just hire someone? I assume he's paying you for your labor, right? A fair wage. So he should be able to find another farmhand, right? Right? Because he wouldn't be underpaying you. I'm going to say it again, boys and girls. You can get in this book, How Not to Become a Millennial. One of the key things in there is just how little parents actually love their children. That mother's going to hang herself and all a bunch of crazy catastrophic gibberish, and she heard parents fighting heavily in the background. I failed to mention a crucial detail about my parents. Oh, did you? Did you? So all my advice beforehand on the previous consult was somewhat off the mark. Oh, by the way, they're bipolar. Oh, by the way, my dad's not my real dad. Oh, by the way, they filed for bankruptcy 6 times. Forgot to mention that. I fell in love. She's a unicorn, Aaron. Cappy, I found a unicorn. She's beautiful, has big tits, and then I forgot to mention she's tatted up, has discs in her ear, and she hates her father, and she has another man's kid. Failed to mention crucial detail about my parents. I don't care. You gave me your money. Father especially. I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure he has narcissistic disorder, at least tendencies. What does that mean? Don't start sounding like an American. I'm an expert because everybody's not perfect. Basically, since I remember, he was verbally abusive towards my mother, my siblings, and me. For example, constantly fighting with my mother over petty shit, insulting her and pulling up grievances from way back. That's just being married, dude. That's not narcissistic personality disorder. Lashing out on me for any mistakes, even minor ones, not holding himself to the same standard. All right, that's just being a dick. I don't know if that's personality disorder. Assuming I fucked something up when I did not, expressing contempt towards my hobby and leisure activities. Yes, here's the real one. How dare you have your own life? This fucker was treating you like a slave. Fuck this guy. I know he's your dad, but fuck him. And basically anything that's not related to farming or his interests. My siblings suffered that too. Right, because he doesn't have a profitable or viable investment. It's not a viable business. He needs child slave labor to keep it going. Then he could sit on his fat boomer ass who's like, you get to take care of me. Have fun with the cow shit. Anytime I open up to about something private, you use that against me sooner or later. Yep. Not respecting privacy. Okay, there you go. This now starts to sound like, mental illness. Tell me I'm weaker and dumber than other children. Yep. Although that should just be a father being truthful to you. When I told him that I'd been bullied in school, he said I deserved it. Okay. Fuck this guy. Straight up insulting me about my looks. Guess why are you so stupid? Why do you bring such bad luck when something wrong happens on my watch? Yeah, you know what? Constantly, maybe you just separate from your dad a little bit. Maybe you leave your dad and your mom and let them suffer on their own. Because then maybe he'll have something. The only way you get respect for your parents is not by excelling or achieving at things. It's telling them to fuck off and not needing them. Saying, no, I'm going to do my own thing and you can fuck off. I don't know where parents get this idea that they're entitled to their children's labor or that they're entitled to tell their children what to do in life. But man, there's a lot of those motherfuckers out there. Right? I don't care if it's religion or culture or what you're going to do for a career. That's especially pronounced within the Asian community. But you need to support yourself so you don't need their money. Now, that's really hard for you, Amira. I'm going to hope this guy over in Europe, I'm going to hope he knows that. But for you Americans, I want to be independent from my parents, but I live at home and working is hard. But then I'd have to pay for rent. Guess you're a slave, bitch. Guess you're a slave. So all of this, my fine good sir, is all contingent on you supporting yourself, which I don't care if you do or not, because I'm done caring about the world. I'm done. Do you live at home? Do you eat their food? Are you reliant upon them for whatever meager slave wage you get? Well, you're still dependent on them. So you're going to have to be a real independent American man now. And American, I don't mean modern day American where everyone's sucking off the tit of their parents or the government. I mean like, old school 1950s. You left at 18. You got to have wife and kids and all that other stuff. Being constantly angry on everything, me, mother, weather, circumstances, neighbors. Get rid of this guy. Go. This could go on and on. When I was a kid, I had no perspective and thought it was normal. After high school, when I stayed on a farm, I thought it would stop and our farm would prosper with our combined efforts. Spoiler, things were only getting worse. It's been a few days since my declaration of leaving the house and farm. Father switched tax. Now he's very calm. Oh, I bet he is. Because now guess what? He knows who has the power. You. He can't fucking do it without you. And you got, dude, I know you talked about how profitable this is. You better see the finance. I want audited financial statements. You take your dad's tax returns or the financial statement. You go into a CPA firm over in your country and you get them audited. I bet you this farm is nowhere near as profitable as he says. He wouldn't be so pissed otherwise. He's now very calm, respectful, even stopped being an asshole to my mother. Now he's apathetic, constantly repeats it. Like, I don't know what to do. I didn't call you. I can handle this task myself. Soon I will have to. If you leave, you don't have anything to come back to. Trademark glass of water on deathbed. Fine. Walk away from this dick. Grab a pair of balls yourself. Be a man and tell him the fuck. I mean, don't tell him the fuck. Just leave. Overall defeat of self being self-centered phrases to induce guilt and shame. Fine, bye. I know he's manipulating me, but it works nonetheless. Well, that's your problem, dude. All I wanted is leave this toxic environment and stand firmly on my own 2 feet alone to recover mentally. Then do it. Do it. My parents act like I owe them something. No, you don't. Like I'm a tool designed to sustain their ego. I'm sure I will leave, but I'm afraid they will either switch tactics and turn siblings against me or hurt themselves for real. Too bad. So what? If they change tactics, say no. If they turn your siblings against you, say no. It's a principle. It's having self-respect. If they hurt themselves for real, well, too fucking bad. They sound like degenerate pieces of shit. Oh no, parasitic boomers are hurting themselves? Oh, doobie dabby. That's just too bad. Gosh darn it. Oh geez. Some self-centered pricks just happen to get depressed and maybe they went for a long swim and they don't know how to swim. That's too bad. I'm asking you for a perspective and thoughts on this situation. Okay, here's the thing, dude. They're not going to. They're too egotistical to actually hurt themselves. The whole reason they're doing it is because they love themselves more than they love you. Okay. So they're not going to hurt themselves. And even if they do, it's not your fault for daring to become a computer programmer. Holy shit. I'm asking you for a perspective and thoughts of this situation because I literally feel dizzy. Like reality around me is warped from all these manipulation barrage. And I feel like the villain is. You're not the villain. Leave. 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 And fuck you if you're a goddamn pussy. You can't leave. Don't you dare motherfucking come with me with this problem, with this manipulation, this bullshit. And you, okay. Well, fine. Then be a slave. I don't care anymore. I mean, I'm not saying you abandon your family. You're just not their slave anymore. There's going to be some respect. I'm going to become a programmer, Dad. Go fuck yourself. He's asking you to participate in what? You want to be like your dad, miserable, pissed off because the thing really ain't making that much money? So you two now have to have children to keep this pathetic farm limping along, crippled as it is? I like a video response maybe will help other folks with narcissistic parents who feel like the whole reality around them is crumbling and think they're bad people for wanting to do their thing instead of their parents' bidding. Yes, I have spoken. I have spoken. I have spoken. This is the way. No, this is the way. This is the way. I have spoken. This is the way. So there you go. Ex-Salam. Amish. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Salams. I knew it was somebody. Yeah, in here. Leave now. I mean, you... I gotta not care. I gotta stop caring. You do what you want, kid. You do what you want. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.